Behind her smile, 9 habits of strong women who are secretly struggling inside. We admire her. We rely on her. She shows up, gets things done, and makes it all look effortless. She's the one people go to in a crisis, the rock in the storm, the backbone of her family, friendships, and community. But beneath that polished exterior, many strong women carry a heavy emotional load that no one sees. This blog is a compassionate exploration of the signs and habits that can quietly reveal a woman who is deeply unhappy, but far too strong to admit it. Whether you see yourself here or someone you care about, understanding these patterns can be a powerful first step toward healing. Let's peel back the curtain. 1. She overfunctions because stillness feels unsafe. Strong women are often chronic overachievers. They always seem to be in motion, juggling work, family, and social obligations like it's second nature. But beneath that efficiency is a deep emotional truth. Stillness terrifies them, not because they're lazy or unmotivated, but because slowing down forces them to sit with feelings they've spent a lifetime pushing away. This compulsion to always do can become a way to avoid being. If they stop moving, the thoughts start to come. Am I really happy? Is this the life I want? Why do I feel so alone? What's really going on beneath the surface? For many women, staying busy is more than just practical, it's protective. Activity becomes a safe distraction from uncomfortable emotions. Constant motion can feel like control, while stillness may feel like chaos. 2. She minimizes her needs because she was taught they don't matter. You'll hear her say things like, I'm fine. It's not that bad. Or I don't want to make a fuss. She brushes off her own pain as if it were an inconvenience to others. But this isn't humility. It's conditioning. Many strong women grew up in environments where expressing needs was met with dismissal, shame, or punishment. Over time, they learned that being low maintenance and selfless made them more lovable, or at least less likely to be abandoned. In a reflection, when you're raised to believe that your needs don't matter, or worse, that they're a burden, you eventually believe it. Over time, this leads to a disconnection from your own emotional world and a quiet sorrow that's hard to explain. 3. She uses humor to mask her pain. These women are often the funniest people in the room. They're witty, sarcastic, and always ready with a joke. But if you listen closely, the humor sometimes comes with a sting, a little bitterness, a shadow of sadness. They joke about their exhaustion, their relationship struggles, their loneliness, but always with a laugh. It's a deflection strategy. If people are laughing, they won't dig deeper. They won't ask the hard questions. They won't see the pain. Emotional perspective. Humor is one of the most creative and effective ways we cope. But when it's used to bury pain rather than express it, it becomes a mask. The smiles may be real, but they don't always reach the heart. 4. She doesn't ask for help because she doesn't trust it will come. To the outside world, she looks fiercely independent. She carries her burdens silently and never leans on anyone. But this isn't just strength, it's fear. A fear of vulnerability. A fear of being disappointed, let down, or made to feel weak. She's learned that asking for help can lead to rejection, abandonment, or ridicule. So instead, she wears her independence like armor. But that armor gets heavy. What's really going on beneath the surface? When someone has been let down too many times, asking for help starts to feel dangerous. It's easier to struggle alone than to risk disappointment. But isolation, no matter how noble it seems, often leaves a woman emotionally starving. 5. She's the emotional rock for everyone, but no one checks on her. She's the therapist friend, the go-to for advice, the one who always knows what to say. People depend on her and she shows up every time. But when she needs someone, the room goes silent. She rarely gets asked how she's doing, really doing. And even when she's falling apart, she'll smile, say she's okay, and then ask how you are, because being needed feels safer than being seen. Inner reflection. Sometimes being everyone's support system becomes a substitute for being emotionally cared for. When your worth is tied to being the strong one, there's no room to fall apart, even when that's exactly what you need. 6, she struggles with rest, even when exhausted. Her mind races at night. She replays conversations, plans tomorrow, and rehashes regrets. Her body may be still, but her nervous system isn't. Even in moments of physical rest, she's mentally on high alert. She may suffer from insomnia, chronic fatigue, or burnout, but slowing down feels foreign, even dangerous. Rest is uncomfortable because it feels unproductive, and productivity is how she's learned to prove her worth. What's really going on beneath the surface? For some women, constant mental activity is a byproduct of never feeling truly safe, physically or emotionally. It's a sign that her body and mind are stuck in survival mode even when the danger is long gone. 7, she feels emotionally numb at times. Some days, she doesn't feel much at all. It's not depression in the stereotypical sense. It's more like a flatness. Joy feels muted. Sadness feels distant. She's functioning, but not fully alive. This emotional numbness is her body's way of protecting her. It's what happens when the emotional load becomes too heavy to carry, so the mind detaches from feeling altogether. Emotional numbness is not a failure of character. It's a natural pause button. When someone has felt too much for too long, the mind turns down the volume to help them cope. It's a quiet signal that something deeper needs attention. 8, she always puts herself last and feels guilty if she doesn't. Self-care isn't just neglected. It's almost taboo. If she does take time for herself, she feels guilty, indulgent, or selfish. She pours into others until she's empty and then wonders why she feels so depleted. She's often the last on her own priority list, and sometimes not even on the list at all. Inner reflection. Many women were taught that love means sacrifice, but chronic self-neglect is not noble. It's harmful. Putting everyone else first can feel loving, but over time, it teaches your body and heart that you are unworthy of care. 9, she struggles to acknowledge her own unhappiness. Despite all the signs, she rarely, if ever, admits she's unhappy. She tells herself things like, other people have it worse. At least I have a roof over my head. This is just what being an adult feels like. Gratitude becomes a silencer instead of a gift. She doesn't feel she has the right to complain even when her heart is aching. What's really going on beneath the surface? When a woman uses gratitude to bury grief, she doesn't heal, she hides. Admitting unhappiness doesn't mean she's ungrateful. It means she's human. And acknowledging pain is the doorway to true emotional freedom. Final thoughts. Strong, but not invincible. To every woman reading this who sees herself in these words, please know this. Your strength is not in your silence. It's in your softness. Your worth is not in how much you carry. It's in how well you care for your heart. You are allowed to ask for help. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to fall apart and still be whole. Being strong does not mean being invulnerable. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is say, I'm not okay. And in doing so, you give others permission to meet you with the compassion you so freely give. You don't have to suffer in silence. Healing begins when we allow ourselves to be human.